What's up, everybody? This is Gavin Caldwell. You're here with the Bunk House podcast. This is the first ever episode, and today I'm here with Ashton Compton, or as we like to call him on the baseball team, Boomer. And we're gonna be talking about anything that really comes to mind. I mean, mainly baseball, but see how this goes. What's up, Ashton? How we doing today?
Pretty good.
What would you say the biggest difference is between baseball down here and, well, first of all, where are you from?
Vancouver, British Columbia.
That was a haul. Well, how far was that from Batesville?
If I were to drive, 34 hours, but I flew, which was about 6 hours.
Couldn't do it. I'm only 7, and that's too far. But what would you say the biggest difference between Canadian baseball and baseball down here is?
The way it kind of works, like, down here there's high school baseball and, like, summer team baseball. And back in Canada, it's just one season of baseball, which you train with your team from throughout the fall and play fall games, and then train throughout the winter, and then start up in March, April, and then play, like, a 45-game season. And then that ends in end of July, where down here in America it's like 20-game season through like 2-3 months, and then you go on to play with like a travel ball team in the summer.
So coming from Canada, how did you find your way down here to old Batesville, Arkansas?
I was playing a tournament in Peoria, Arizona, and I was just playing down there, and then my coaches here found me, and we talked throughout the winter, and I came down on a visit in February, and then that's when I decided to commit here and come play baseball in Batesville, Arkansas.
Who else were you talking to at the time? Anybody?
A couple junior colleges in like Arizona and Washington, Oregon, like the western states.
Where do you think you would be if you didn't come down here to Batesville?
I think I'd be at a small junior college somewhere on the western part of the United States, just grinding through the JUCO lifestyle and going to a small community college and trying to play and fight my way through in a 4-year after that, instead of just coming down to a 4-year, like line college, and playing the 4 years of baseball without having to play 2 years and really perform to continue my career.
Yeah. So is there not like colleges to play baseball at in Canada?
There is colleges to play in Canada. There's only really one good one, which is in the NAIA, which is what Lyon College used to be in. But every other college is just not good. It's kind of where like the people that didn't really play in Canada go. But there's also one junior college in Canada, but they're not good either. So really, if you want to play good baseball and you're good enough, you'll come down to the States and play baseball down here.
Yeah. How you liking the States down here compared to back home so far?
It's been awesome. I mean, it's a small town, but
Yeah.
it's finer things to do.
Yeah. What have you been doing? I mean, like, what would you normally do in Canada on, like, I don't know, just hanging out? Like, what would you normally do around Canada or your Vancouver?
If it was just like a nice day on a weekend like this, I'd probably be golfing or at the good old Pacific Ocean.
Oh yeah. What is that? What do you do down here?
Same a lot
thing.
Of golf, hunting, shooting.
Shooting. What you been shooting?
Doves.
Big dove hunter now. Got the Canadian dove hunting.
Oh yeah.
Love it. How was it like adapting to? Is it a different like culture almost down here? Like,
yeah,
the people are different.
It's definitely more like southern, and I don't know. It's just like a different culture. Like back home in Canada, it's like we respect our like elders and parents and stuff like that, but like not to like the extent they do in the South. Like the yes sirs, the yes ma'ams.
Yeah.
It's more like yes mom, yes dad kind of thing back up in Canada, but so it's been like a different kind of adjustment.
Yeah. getting used to how we say things, stuff like that.
Yeah, different ways to say things, different
Mhm.
things to say, bunch of different stuff to learn.
Different accents.
Yeah,
What's your favorite thing you've done since you've been down here?
definitely golfing. Golfing
Yeah.
with the guys.
Yeah. You moved in earlier than the rest of us, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to be here 2 weeks earlier for student orientations and stuff. So
Because you came from international.
yeah, so those first 2 weeks weren't very fun because I didn't know anyone down here except for I ended up meeting two of the returners on the baseball team and basically lived at their house for 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
it was a pretty boring first week.
I can imagine. That first week was boring whenever everybody was here. But how you liking the team so far? What do you think?
The team's good. I think we're going to be really good this year. Bunch of good guys, good talent.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's get away from the baseball real questions. I want to know, if you could have one superpower, what would you have?
I think it's got to be invisibility. Just being able to go, I don't know, kind of invisible and just like not have people see you, but you can see them kind of thing. That like spy aspect to it.
That's kind of creepy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking of somebody watching us sitting outside right now. Like somebody's watching us, but we can't see them. Who would you watch? I mean, what would you do with invisibility?
Like, sneak into like football events and stuff like that. You know, go to some big famous party or some big college football game. Just sneak on in there and watch it for free.
Nobody would ever know.
No one would know.
What up, Height? All right. Speaking of, who would you invite if you could invite 3 people to dinner tonight? Y'all are going to dinner. You're taking them to the nicest place in Batesville, Arkansas, alive or dead. Who are you taking?
Garrett Grave, Cameron Gordon, and Drake.
We already hang out with the first 2 every day.
I know, but I feel like that should be a good dinner.
Drake
and the boys.
Everybody in the whole world, you pick people we hang out with every single day.
Yeah, you can't just go too extravagant on them.
I'm actually a little butthurt I wasn't thrown in the mix there, but I'll let it slide. So is Drake y'all's biggest guy in Canada? Obviously, he's from Canada, so...
I'd say Drake is probably the biggest guy for the most general population from Canada, but like we got like big athletes like Alphonso Davies.
Mm-hmm.
So soccer and Europe and stuff like that. He's like really big out there, one of the best in the world. One of the best actors. We have Ryan Reynolds, who's from Vancouver.
Yeah.
But not a lot of, if you don't not even a big movie or TV show person, you're not really gonna know who that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's more Drake's probably the biggest person everyone knows.
Well known all around the world, yeah.
But there's still a lot of people that are big athletes or big actors that just don't have their name out there because it's not something that's popular. It's just music.
It's crazy meeting someone. I think you're the first, you and Jaden Cole on the baseball team, y'all are the first people I've ever met from Canada. Like, it's weird. I don't know why. I mean, I came from South Texas, so it's like you never see anybody like that. But it's crazy, like, y'all's cultures, it's different. It's funny. I love hearing y'all talk. Like, you two talking to each other is awesome. But have you been anywhere else in the States? Like, where else have you been?
I've traveled all over America for baseball travel, everything like that.
Yeah.
So I've been basically all the West Coast states, so Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, New York, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Arkansas now, Michigan, Colorado.
Good Lord.
Bunch of states for baseball travel.
Yeah, all that's been just baseball.
For the most part, I mean, this past summer I went on like a stadium tour. So I went to Milwaukee for Dodgers Brewers game,
Mm-hmm.
and then took the train over to Chicago. Watched the Brewers and the Cubs play at Wrigley, which is one of my favorite stadiums,
Yeah.
just because of the culture it has behind it.
I've been to Wrigley Field. It's awesome.
Beautiful place.
It's crazy.
And then flew out to Pittsburgh to watch the Braves and the Pirates play at one of the nicest stadiums in the
Mhm.
league, PNC Park, the big yellow bridge in the back. And then flew over to Boston to watch my Toronto Blue Jays beat the crap out of the Boston Red Sox.
My Toronto Blue Jays. Good Lord. I can't even. I'm going to have to end the podcast right there. I can't handle it. Blue Jays fans, man.
Taking that Rangers spot in the
Good
wild card.
Lord. Can't handle it. So, all right. Let's get down to real business here. Real life or death question. If we were in a zombie apocalypse, what's your one weapon you're picking? You got a whole wall of every weapon in the world. What are you taking?
I think I'd have to take the Zapatron from Fortnite. You know,
I don't even know what that is.
it was only in the game for a day because it was so good. So I feel like
What did it do? I don't...
it's like a big, like, if you imagine you were holding a minigun, it's like an electric minigun. So it's like it just shoots like millions of volts of electricity at someone. Just
So
bang,
you would destroy the
there's
zombies.
turn into a dust. Yeah, I think that those zombies would have no chance.
So you'd be the last man on Earth, basically.
For sure.
What would you do being the last man on Earth?
I think I'd travel the world by myself.
By yourself, nothing to do.
Yeah, I think I
Just
don't
take
know.
off walking
Maybe just
one
like
day.
Yeah, maybe walk one day. Maybe I don't know. If I had the whole world to myself, maybe I'd like try and do something to like a part of the world or like change what it was like. You know, like I don't know, try and make a volcano erupt and like or like an earthquake and like I don't know, see what happens kind of thing.
I think if I was the last man on Earth, I would try to fly a plane. I would go
fun.
get a plane and just figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe look up a YouTube video about it. I feel like everything's on YouTube.
Everything's
I feel like I can figure it out. How to fly a plane. But if I could fly a plane and I was the last man on Earth, I would. I really don't know where I'd go. I'd go everywhere.
Yeah, I think I just
There'd be no
visit every single
limitations.
country, just. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell anybody I've gone to every single country, but I think it'd be cool to go to every country. Because you'd be like the president or the prime minister of every country in the world.
Yeah. You'd be the big dog. Nobody can tell
and
you
you
anything.
could just make two countries go to war, and you just get to.
They couldn't go to
play
war. There's
as both
nobody
sides.
else.
You'd play as both sides.
So you just fight yourself.
You just sit from like America, just launching bombs at two different countries, and yeah.
All right. What is one? So coming from Canada, now coming to America, what's one place that you've been that you would never want to go back?
In Canada?
Anywhere. In America, Canada, or anywhere else that you've been.
Huh. I don't know. I didn't really like downtown Pittsburgh. It's rough. in
What
downtown Pittsburgh.
was going on in downtown Pittsburgh?
It's not a place you want to be.
Sketch.
It's like during the day it's fine. It's just like everywhere else in Pittsburgh, but it's like past 7:00. It's like Pittsburgh turns into like gang territory and gang fights. It's not safe out there.
No thanks.
And it wasn't like appealing or anything. It was just like old brick buildings,
Like what we're sitting in right now?
like the row on Long College. It was just
Yeah.
like that, but like just beat up.
Graffiti everywhere, all that.
Yeah.
So you already talked about how you traveled a bunch, or you've been a lot of places. What was your favorite place that you want to go back to?
Definitely New Zealand. I got family out in New Zealand.
New
so
Zealand.
My dad's sister, my aunt lives out there with my little cousins. My aunts, my uncles, my aunt used to work on cruise ships and stuff, so she traveled the world as a cruise ship and working on the owner of the Seahawks private yacht.
Gosh.
So I got roots to the Seahawks, I guess.
So that's why you're a diehard Seahawks
and they're
fan.
so close to Canada, so I can just go to a bunch of games. But
I mean, if y'all can see us
Yeah.
right now, we're multitasking. We're doing a podcast, and we're watching the Seahawks lose to the Rams. So
it's only the first quarter though.
He's a little angry over here, a little short with his questions. Seahawks are losing, but it's okay because last night Texas beat Bama. That's all that matters. Horns up, baby, all the way. Texas fight is for sure.
But yeah, I think I definitely have to go back to New Zealand. It's just beautiful place. It's like Hawaii, but without as many people.
That's what I heard. New Zealand. My uncle went to New Zealand on a hunting trip, and he backpacked all through the mountains and would just shoot. It was crazy.
It's like a different kind of hunt. It's just like animals that are nowhere to be found in
Never
America.
see,
You can go and hunt in New Zealand, and the ocean's amazing, and really good fishing in New Zealand.
Is there a lot of fishing in Canada? Y'all fish a lot?
We fish quite a bit up in Canada, the Pacific Ocean, so we got one of the biggest salmon runs up in Canada. So basically all throughout the year it's like a different salmon season that run through the famous Fraser River, which runs all the way up into Alberta, Saskatchewan, all that, and it flows right out into the heart of Vancouver where it meets the Pacific Ocean. And that's where some of the best sturgeon fishing is in the world.
Yeah.
Sturgeon's an endangered species, and we probably have the most in the Fraser River. I mean, the Fraser River isn't even like a river, really. It's like an ocean. It's as deep as the ocean. It's the current's ginormous.
So when y'all catch those endangered fish, are y'all allowed a certain amount, a limit, or do y'all have to throw them back?
You can't even keep a sturgeon. It's you can't even take a sturgeon out of the water, or else it's illegal.
Really?
You got to get in the water to get
a picture
the
or
hook
whatever.
out. The picture. That fish can't come out of the water. It's just they're just like a mythical beast. It's
what do they
crazy.
look like? I don't even think I've seen one.
It's just like a thick gray log with it's almost like a catfish type mouth.
Wow.
It's like their mouth is on the bottom of the fish.
It's like what's it like? I'm trying to think of a fish to compare it to down here.
It's like if you were to think of an eel, but way thicker, way bigger.
Like an eel and a Goliath grouper put together.
Yeah, and it's just some mythical beast.
It's just a monster fish.
Yeah.
It's like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, and they get up to 16, 20 feet long.
God.
And they're just they put up a fight too. It's like a 4 or 5 hour fight to get one of them big things in.
That's crazy.
And they just sit on the bottom. They're a mudfish. They're bottom feeders. So they just eat all that little
How
stuff
deep is it normally? You need an offshore rod or you need a big rod, right?
You can catch sturgeon from the shore in some parts of the Fraser River where it's a shallow entry, but the good sturgeon are way down
way
there.
Out there.
You're on a boat. And
yeah.
It's a big rod.
It's like deep sea down here.
Yeah, it's like deep sea. You need some heavy duty line, heavy duty rods.
Because we deep sea fish down in the coast. My uncle has a house down there, and we go deep sea fishing a lot. But we normally catch so we go out to the oil rigs, and we catch snapper and stuff like that. So, but we don't have. I mean, we have fish that big, but blue marlin, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to catch a marlin or something like that.
They're crazy.
Those fish you see in a book or a...
Yeah, jumping out of the water.
Yeah.
My mom caught one last year, I think, and it took her 3.5 hours to reel in.
I could not imagine reeling a fish for that long.
No, I couldn't. I
like
couldn't
them
do it.
small fish that you can just reel up in 30 seconds.
Yeah. So you said you played. What else did you play in Canada besides baseball?
Growing up, I played hockey, soccer, lacrosse.
Lacrosse. I didn't even know lacrosse was big in Canada.
Lacrosse is technically Canada's national sport.
Really?
It's technically the national sport, but it's everyone knows hockey's the
Yeah,
national
that's what I was
sport,
about to say. I would think hockey when you say Canada. I think of hockey.
Politically, it's lacrosse for some reason, which doesn't really make sense to me because it's not even that big up in Canada. But yeah, hockey's big. I mean, I grew up playing with the number 1 overall draft pick this year in the draft, and it's just been kind of cool to see him go up through the league and
that's crazy.
Just become this superstar.
It's crazy seeing people you grow up with and play your sport with
just make it.
Yeah. That's actually crazy. I had a couple buddies get drafted this year. I mean, they didn't go first round or anything, but they got drafted this year, and it's crazy to think 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were playing the same tournaments on the same team.
Yeah.
Like staying in the same hotels. It's crazy. Now they're in the bigs in a big league organization.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about. So back to life or death situation. So kind of like last man, if you're the last man on Earth, but you're on a stranded island, a deserted island. You get 3 items to put in your backpack. What are those 3 items for survival?
So this is to survive to try and get help, or is this like just
No.
surviving on an island forever?
Well, I mean, say you had to survive for 2 weeks. Okay, say it's almost like Naked and Afraid, except you have clothes, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So you got, I think it's 21 days, so 3 weeks.
Okay. I think I gotta bring some sort of like a hatchet or an axe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, chop wood, kill animals, build shelter, all that kind of stuff. Just the necessities. I think I bring some sort of like satellite phone or satellite radio.
Okay.
You know, listening to music or
Enjoy your time.
yes,
Might as well. You're on an
might as
island.
well.
Understandable.
And I think I'd have to bring like a hunting rifle or a gun or some sort for self-defense, and again like food sources, and you could also use the gun to try and draw attention to this island that you're deserted on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You could use the gun you could use the gun in the water, get a fish.
Could. Yeah, if you have a rifle, I guess. I don't know. You might be able to get a shotgun down there, get a little buckshot. But, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to bring some sort of pot. Like a...
Yeah, to boil water, stuff
yeah,
like that.
because, I mean, you can't just drink water.
Yeah.
You got to boil it. So I'd say that'd be a key thing. And then, a fire starter. Like one of those...
Like flint?
Yeah, like flint.
Flint and stone?
Yeah, I'd probably bring that. And then I'd say I had to bring a gun. And gun would include ammo. Obviously, that's part of a gun.
Yeah, that's part of it.
I wouldn't count that as an extra item.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that'd be the only things I would need to survive. I don't know, man. Because I don't know if I would take a gun, honestly. Maybe a spear or like a knife. Because I can make a spear. Because I need something to chop down wood.
Because you wear a knife, you can, sharpen sticks to make a spear. You can attach it onto the end of a spear. You can, carve up your food that you kill.
So yeah, I think I might have to leave the gun at home.
Uh-huh.
Just a knife. I think I would be it. You think you would survive the whole 21 days?
I think I could. I'm a big outdoorsman.
What kind of outdoorsman? What would y'all do in Canada, like outdoors? Like, would y'all go? Is there camping?
Yeah, big camping. We're in the heart of the Pacific rainforest, one of the biggest rainforests in the world.
Yeah.
So lots of camping, like so many national parks.
Is it like
ponds.
roughing it, like tent, sleeping on the ground, stuff like
It
that?
depends. So like we got like campgrounds where you can pull up full hookup RVs,
Yeah.
type thing, power, water, all that. Tent trailers where you can still attach water and stuff like that. Or yeah, you can just go full, just normal tent and all that. We got we have a lot of lakes and rivers and all that
Yeah.
that kind of connect to the ocean and stuff. But we got some like small islands on like lakes or the ocean where it's like you can kayak over to them, paddleboard, boat over to them, and it's like it's beautiful. It's like a wooden like square kind of on these different parts of these little islands, and you can just put a tent on this island. It's almost like your island for the night. And
That's crazy.
and you go to bed to the sunset on the ocean, and you wake up to the sunrise on the ocean by yourself on this small island, which is really cool. But there's camping everywhere. Any kind of camping you could think of, we got it.
That sounds awesome, because our camping in Texas is miserable. It's always hot. It's never like a good weather to do it in Texas. There's mosquitoes everywhere, and it's really just a pain.
And you got snakes over there. I can't do snakes.
You don't do snakes.
Can't do snakes.
I almost got bit by a snake.
I heard
yesterday.
I heard that. Stepping on it.
Stepping on him. Copperhead almost got me. Stepped on him. Didn't even realize it. And then
he jumped
Garrett jumped over it. And I was like, "Where are you jumping for?" He's like, "You just stepped on a copperhead." I was like, "Whoa, that could have been bad real fast." So you don't have snakes in Canada?
We got some snakes. It's just like
not any big snakes like we got.
I've maybe seen 2 snakes in my life. We
Really?
got gardener snakes, which
those are you pick those up.
They can act like they're aggressive, but they don't have teeth.
Nah,
and
I
they
can't
bite
do nothing.
But we do have some rattlesnakes up in the Great Okanagan, which is
You ever seen a rattlesnake?
I have.
You can hear them before you see them.
Oh yeah.
Them things are scary. You better run when you hear that thing rattling.
But yeah, so we got a desert up in Canada basically.
Mhm.
It's about 5 hours from me, and that's where a lot of people go for the summer. We got really nice lakes there,
Mhm.
and it gets really hot. And yeah, there's some rattlesnakes there, but it's nothing like snake infested or something. Like
Yeah.
I've already seen more snakes
More
in
snakes here?
Arkansas than I have in my lifetime back in Canada. So
Wait till me and Cam and Garrett take you down to Texas to hunt. You ain't gonna know what to do when you see all them snakes down in the woods. But all right, so back to real life. What was it like, or what is it like, being away from your family, playing baseball, going to college, in a whole different country?
it's hard and it's fun at the same time. Like, I don't know, I'm living on my dream of playing college baseball, but my parents like aren't really here, so I don't know if I was somewhere like closer to Canada, it'd be like they could like come and probably watch more often. Where as being in Arkansas, they're only coming to like one of the series this year, which is probably like 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's being far away from home because they're not really like actually. I mean, they're a phone call away, but it's not like
Can't go for
they're
the
a phone
weekend and
call
see
away.
him.
It's like they're here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not close really.
Yeah.
They're far away. It's different.
Was that a big aspect in coming down here? Like, did that make you not want to at the same time?
I think it was more me wanting to do play college baseball more than really mattering where I
Yeah.
was and worrying about how far I was from my family. I just wanted to play baseball.
Yeah. You didn't care what it took. You just wanted to be there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I guess we can end it. What would be your perfect day? You can do anything in the world, go anywhere, see anybody. What's your perfect day from the time you wake up to when you go to sleep?
I think I'd go hunting for the first time, and I'd snipe a deer right under his armpit and kill it on the first
Sniping
shot.
him. First
My
shot.
first shot ever taken, just bang, kill a 12-pointer right there.
Mm.
And,
Ambitious. First deer, 12-pointer.
yeah, and then drag him back to the truck,
Mm-hmm.
carve him up, eat him up, get his head all fixed up and put it on the wall, and then I think I'd go to a Seahawks game, and they would smoke the Dallas Cowboys
Oh, my.
in the Super Bowl.
That was a straight shot. There was no need to throw that out there.
Yeah, and the Seahawks just beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, and I killed a deer on the same day. It'd be a good day.
Who would you want there during that day for it to all happen?
I think it'd definitely have to be Gavin Caldwell, Garrett Graff, Cameron Gordon, and I don't know, some big famous hunter.
Okay. Okay, that sounds like a pretty good day. I think I can get
like
down
the
with that.
Steve Irwin of like deer hunting.
Oh, we're going to turn this Canadian into a Texas hunter by the end of this year, and that is a absolute promise. Anything else you want to close on? Anything you want to say?
Adapt, improvise, overcome, and go Scots.
Go Scots, baby. All right, well, that will conclude the Bunk House podcast, episode 1. Thank you for listening. Tune in next Sunday from 9 to 10, and hope y'all are listening.